Rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders didn't just step onto an NFL field, he ignited it. From the very first snap he took in the Browns preseason matchup against the Carolina Panthers, it was clear this wasn't going to be an ordinary debut. In a night where Cleveland fans came looking for glimpses of the future, they might have witnessed the start of something much bigger. The game was already loaded with preseason intrigue, new faces on both sides, playbook wrinkles to test, and roster spots to fight for. But Sanders stole the spotlight, completing 14 of 23 passes for 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and adding 19 yards on the ground. He looked calm, confident, and fully in command, even against a Panthers defense that wasn't exactly rolling out a welcome mat. The Browns started this game with a few key veterans resting, leaving more room for young talent to step in. Bryce Young and the Panthers struck first, connecting with Jalen Coker on a crisp 5-yard touchdown that gave Carolina the early lead. On most nights, in a preseason game, that would have been just another opening score. But for Sanders, that was a challenge he needed. The next series, following a defensive stand, the Browns' offense jogged back onto the field, and you could sense the energy shifting in the stadium. On a crucial play, Sanders rolled out to his left, scanning the field with patience that belied his rookie status, and fired a laser to Kaden Davis in the end zone. Just like that, the game was tied, and the buzz began. From there, Sanders seemed to grow with each snap. His second touchdown connection with Davis was a kind of play coaches dream about: decisive drop back, quick read, perfect placement. The 12-yard strike came off a well-designed play-action look, freezing the Panthers linebackers just long enough to open the throwing lane. Sanders didn't hesitate. The ball left his hands like it was meant for that spot all along, hitting Davis in stride for the score. The Browns went into halftime leading 14-7, and the rookie had already delivered the kind of efficiency and playmaking that pushes you up a depth chart in a hurry. What stood out wasn't just the numbers, though they were impressive. It was the way Sanders handled pressure. There were moments when the Panthers' pass rush closed in fast, and instead of panicking or bailing early, he stepped up, kept his eyes downfield, and either found an outlet or tucked the ball for positive yards. On one particular scramble, he avoided a collapsing pocket, darted through a gap, and picked up a first down with his legs. It wasn't flashy, but it was smart, and it showed his willing to make the right play rather than just a highlight play. Midway through the third quarter, Sanders' night came to an end with the Browns firmly in control. Tyler Huntley took over and helped extend the lead, but by then the story of the night had already been written. The Browns' defense continued to suffocate Carolina, forcing turnovers and limiting big plays, while the offense added to the scoreboard. By the final whistle, Cleveland walked off with a convincing 30-10 victory. But ask anyone who watched, and they'll tell you this game will be remembered as a one where Shedeur Sanders introduced himself to the NFL stage. What makes this debut even more intriguing is the context. The Browns quarterback room isn't without competition. Veterans and other young players are all jockeying for position. Yet in one night, Sanders gave coaches and fans a reason to believe he could be a legitimate contender for meaningful snaps sooner than expected. His accuracy on short and intermediate throws, combined with the poise to push the ball downfield when the opportunity arose, made him look far more seasoned than a rookie seeing his first NFL action. Fans on social media wasted no time. Within minutes of his first touchdown, Twitter feeds were filled with slow-motion replays, breakdowns from analysts, and plenty of memes celebrating the moment. Some compared his confidence to his college days. Others suggested the Browns might have found a hidden gem. Even rival fans were forced to admit, this kid can play. In the stands, you could see fans leaning forward, phones up, ready to capture every snap. The buzz didn't die down after halftime. If anything, it grew louder with every highlight that hit the internet. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, now's the perfect time. Hit that like button to show your support. Drop a comment sharing your favorite moment from Sanders' debut, and share this video with any Browns or NFL fan who need to see it. And of course, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss more in-depth coverage like this. As for the game's flow, the Browns' offensive line deserve credit. They kept Sanders relatively clean in the pocket, giving him the time to read through progressions. The running game also played a role, helping to keep the Panthers' defense honest. Short yardage pickups and well-timed draws set up play-action opportunities, and Sanders made the most of them. His connection with Kaden Davis was particularly sharp. Both touchdowns were the result of timing and trust, elements you don't always see so quickly between a rookie QB and his receiver. Defensively, Cleveland fed off the offensive momentum. Interceptions, pass breakups, and backfield pressure kept Carolina from mounting any real comeback. Every time the Panthers tried to build a drive, the Browns found a way to disrupt it, either through disciplined coverage or an aggressive pass rush. That defensive confidence fed right back into Sanders' rhythm, knowing the pressure to score on every possession wasn't there. It allowed him to take calculated risks without fear of the game slipping away. One of the most telling moments came after a misconnection deep downfield. Instead of getting rattled, Sanders came right back on the next series and delivered a crisp 15-yard completion to move the chains. It showed mental toughness, an ability to reset quickly that separates promising rookies from those who crumble after mistakes. Coaches will see that on film and know they can trust him to handle adversity. By the final quarter, the Browns' backups continued to extend the lead, but it was clear whose night it belonged to. Sanders walked the sideline with a towel draped around his neck, smiling, interacting with teammates, and taking in the moment. For a player making the leap from college football into the NFL spotlight, this was more than just a preseason win. It was validation. It was proof that the work put in during camp and the belief in his own ability could translate under the bright lights. In post-game interviews, teammates praised his composure. Kaden Davis, the recipient of both touchdown passes, highlighted the trust Sanders showed on each play. He knew where he wanted to go with the ball, Davis said. He gave me a chance, and we made it happen. Those are the kinds of connections that can carry over into the regular season. For Browns fans, this game adds a new layer of excitement heading into the season. Whether Sanders earns a larger role immediately or continues to develop behind other quarterbacks, the takeaway is clear. He's a player worth watching. The coaching staff will undoubtedly break down every throw, every decision, and every read. But from the stands to the press box, the consensus was overwhelmingly positive. As the preseason rolls on, the question becomes how the Browns choose to balance his growth with the team's overall quarterback strategy. Do they fast-track his development and give him more first-team representatives? Or do they protect him from too much too soon, letting him learn behind veterans until the time is right? These are the kinds of good problems teams love to have. Too much talent is never an issue. For now, Sanders' debut serves as a reminder that in the NFL, moments can define careers. One strong preseason performance can shift depth charts, change narratives, and win over fan base. He's already shown the tools, accuracy, mobility, poise, that teams covet in a starting quarterback. The real test will be consistency, and all eyes will be on how he follows this up in the next opportunity he gets. In a sport where rookies often need time to adjust, Shedeur Sanders just made the adjustment look easy. And if this first glimpse is any indication, Cleveland may have found more than just a backup plan. They might have found their future.